My name is Jade Morales, and I'm standing in the lobby of a boutique hotel in Manhattan, staring at a front desk clerk who just told me I don't exist. "I'm sorry, ma'am," she says, fingers tapping across her keyboard. "I don't see your name on the reservation. Are you sure you booked with us?" I pull out my phone and show her the confirmation email. "I'm part of the wedding block. Morales Russo wedding. My sister's getting married this weekend. I should be on the list." She frowns and checks again. "I see the wedding block, but your name isn't listed. I can't issue you a key if you're not authorized." That doesn't make sense. My voice is calm, but my heart is pounding. I confirmed this 2 weeks ago. Before the clerk can answer, I hear a voice behind me. Loud, pointed, familiar. She's not family. I turn around. My stepmother, Denise, is standing near the concierge desk with her arms crossed. She's dressed in a cream blazer and pearls, her hair styled, like she's already posing for the wedding photos. Beside her is my sister Vanessa, the bride, looking uncomfortable but saying nothing. "Excuse me?" I say. Denise steps closer, loud enough for the other guests in the lobby to hear. "She's not part of this family. Don't let her upstairs." The clerk looks between us, clearly uncomfortable. "Ma'am, She's lying," Denise interrupts. "She wasn't invited. This is my daughter's wedding, and we didn't authorize her to stay here." The words hit me like a punch to the chest. I look at Vanessa, waiting for her to say something, anything, but she just looks at the floor. I take a breath and turn back to the clerk. "I have the confirmation email. I can show you the booking number." Denise laughs. "It's sharp and performative. Anyone can fake an email, sweetheart. You need to leave before I call security." The lobby is quiet now. People are staring. I feel my face burn, but I don't move. "I'm not leaving," I say. "I'm on that reservation, and I'm going to prove it." If you're listening right now, help me prove something wrong. My mother said I wouldn't even reach 100 subscribers, but I believe stories like this deserve to be heard. Help me show her that these tales matter. Let me rewind and tell you how I got here. I'm Victor Morales, daughter from his first marriage. My mom died when I was 8, and by the time I was 10, my dad had remarried Denise. She came with a 6-year-old daughter, Vanessa, and from that moment on, I became the inconvenient reminder of his past. Denise never called me her daughter. She introduced me as Victor's kid, or from before. At holidays, I was seated at the kids' table long after I turned 18. At family photos, I was cropped out or positioned at the edge. When Vanessa graduated high school, there was a party with a catered dinner and a slideshow. When I graduated college, my dad took me to Applebee's. I learned to live small, to not ask for much, to show up when I was told and disappear when I wasn't needed. But when Vanessa got engaged 6 months ago, something shifted. She called me and asked if I'd be part of the wedding weekend. Not a bridesmaid. She made that clear. But she wanted me there. She said it mattered to her. I was surprised. We weren't close, but I thought maybe this was her way of trying. So I said yes. I booked my spot in the hotel block. I paid for my room up front. I cleared my schedule and bought a dress I couldn't afford. And now, standing in this lobby with my stepmother telling a stranger I don't belong, I realize what I should have known all along. I was never supposed to be here. Denise wanted me erased from the weekend entirely. No photos, no seat at the rehearsal dinner, no proof that Victor Morales had a life before her. But I didn't know that until 30 seconds ago. The clerk is still waiting for direction. Denise is still standing there with that smug, tight smile, and Vanessa is still silent. I pull up my email again and scroll to the confirmation. Booking number, dates, room type, my name. "I have proof," I say quietly. Denise laughs again. "Proof of what? That you're desperate for attention?" I don't respond. I just turn to the clerk and say, "Can I speak to your manager?" Denise's smile falters. Just a little, but enough. The clerk nods. "Of course, let me get Mr. Kaplan." And that's when I knew this wasn't over, it was just beginning. I should have seen this coming. That's what I keep thinking as I stand in the lobby, waiting for the hotel manager to arrive. I should have known Denise wouldn't let me be part of this weekend without making me pay for it. Because this isn't the first time she's tried to erase me. When I was 12, Denise redecorated the house. She took down every photo of my mother, every single one, and replaced them with pictures of her and Vanessa. Family portraits, vacation photos, even the small framed picture of my mom that used to sit on my dad's nightstand disappeared. When I asked my dad where my mom's photos went, he looked uncomfortable. "We're making new memories now, Jade. Don't hold on to the past." I was 12. The past was all I had left of her. When I was 16, Denise planned a, quote, family vacation to Disney World. She booked tickets for herself, my dad, Vanessa, and her parents. I didn't even know about the trip until Vanessa mentioned it at dinner one night. "Wait, we're going to Florida?" I asked. Denise didn't look up from her plate. "It's just immediate family this time, Jade." I looked at my dad. He said nothing. Vanessa got a new wardrobe for the trip. I got a weekend alone in the house. When I was 22, I graduated from college. I sent my dad the details weeks in advance. The ceremony was at noon on a Saturday. He showed up at 12:40, alone, and left right after they called my name. No photos, no lunch, no congratulations. Denise didn't come at all. Vanessa texted me later that night. "Sorry I missed it. Crazy busy day." I stopped expecting things after that. I stopped hoping they'd include me, or see me, or treat me like I mattered. I learned to show up when I was told, smile when I was supposed to, and leave when it was clear I wasn't wanted. But when Vanessa called me 6 months ago and said she wanted me at her wedding, I let myself believe things had changed. "I know we're not super close," she'd said over the phone. Her voice was soft, almost tentative. "But you're still my sister. I want you there. It wouldn't feel right without you." I almost said no. I almost told her I was busy or broke or just couldn't make it. But something in her tone sounded genuine. Like maybe she meant it. Like maybe, after all these years, she was finally choosing me. So I said yes. And I paid for everything myself. The hotel room, the train ticket from Queens, the dress I bought on sale but still couldn't afford. I didn't ask my dad for money. I didn't ask Denise for help. I handled it all because I didn't want them to have any excuse to say I didn't belong. I thought if I did everything right, if I stayed quiet and polite and made myself easy, they'd let me be part of this one thing. I was wrong. Now I'm standing in this lobby with my suitcase, my confirmation email, and the sinking realization that Denise didn't just forget to include me. She deliberately removed me from the reservation. She wanted me to show up, be humiliated in front of strangers, and leave. And she almost got away with it. The stakes here aren't just about a hotel room. They're about everything I've spent my life swallowing, every time I was cropped out of a photo, every holiday I spent alone while they celebrated together, every introduction where I was Victor's kid from before instead of just his daughter. This weekend was supposed to be different. I was supposed to be included. I was supposed to matter. But Denise made sure I knew the truth. I don't matter. I never did. And she was willing to humiliate me in public just to prove it. The financial stakes are real too. I'm 28 years old. I work as a graphic designer in Queens, and I'm not rich. The money I spent on this trip, on the hotel, the dress, the travel, was money I didn't have to spare. I put it on a credit card because Vanessa said she wanted me here. And now I'm being told I was never supposed to come at all. I feel the anger rising in my chest, but I push it down. Because if I lose control now, Denise wins. She gets to tell everyone I'm unstable, dramatic, desperate for attention. She gets to rewrite this story, so I'm the villain. But I'm not the villain. I'm the person who showed up. I'm the person who believed her sister when she said, "I want you there." And I have proof. The lobby doors open, and a man in a dark suit walks toward the desk. His nameplate reads, Mr. Kaplan, Guest Services Manager. He's older, maybe in his 50s, with gray hair and the calm, measured expression of someone who's dealt with difficult situations before. The clerk gestures toward me. "This is the guest I mentioned, Mr. Kaplan." He nods and extends his hand. "Ms. Morales?" "Yes," I say, shaking his hand. My voice is steadier than I feel. "There's been a problem with my reservation." Denise steps forward before he can respond. "There's no problem. She's not authorized to be here. This is a private wedding event, and she's not on the guest list." Mr. Kaplan glances at her, then back at me. His expression doesn't change. "Let me pull up the booking and we'll get this sorted out." I hand him my phone, showing the confirmation email. He reads it carefully, his eyes scanning the details. Then he types something into the computer behind the desk. His brow furrows. "Interesting," he says quietly. "What?" I ask. He looks up at me, and for the first time, I see something shift in his expression. Not pity, something closer to concern. "Your name was on the reservation," he says, "but it was removed 2 days ago." The lobby goes completely silent. I watch Denise's face. The color drains from her cheeks. Her mouth opens slightly, then closes. She recovers fast, but not fast enough. Vanessa won't look at me. She's staring at the floor like if she doesn't make eye contact, this will all disappear. And for the first time all day, I feel something other than humiliation. I feel vindicated. Because I'm not crazy, I'm not dramatic, I'm not making this up. They erased me, on purpose. And now there's proof. Mr. Kaplan's words settle over the lobby like a heavy blanket. "Your name was on the reservation, but it was removed 2 days ago." I watch Denise's face carefully. The smugness is gone, replaced by something tighter, sharper. But she recovers quickly. She always does. "That must be a system error," she says, turning to Mr. Kaplan with a tight smile. "We've had issues with the booking portal all week. I'm sure it's just a glitch." Mr. Kaplan doesn't return the smile. Our system logs every change with a timestamp and user identification. This wasn't a glitch. It was an authorized edit made through the wedding planner portal. Vanessa shifts her weight from one foot to the other. She still won't look at me. "Jade, this is probably just a misunderstanding. You don't have to make a scene." I turn to her slowly. "A misunderstanding?" "Vanessa, you called me 6 months ago and asked me to be here. You sent me the booking link. I paid for this room. And now I'm being told I was removed from the reservation 2 days ago. That's not a misunderstanding. That's sabotage." She flinches. "I didn't." "Enough." Denise's voice cuts through the lobby like a blade. "This is Vanessa's wedding weekend, Jade. You're not going to ruin it by making everything about you." "I'm not making anything about me," I say. My voice is calm, but every word is deliberate. "I'm asking why my name was taken off a reservation I paid for." Denise steps closer, lowering her voice so only I can hear. Her tone is vicious. "Because you don't belong here, Jade. You never did. This is Vanessa's weekend. Her family. Her moment. You're just Victor's baggage from a life he's moved on from. And, frankly, so has everyone else." The words are meant to hurt. And they do. But I don't let her see it. I turn back to Mr. Kaplan. "Can you tell me who made the change?" He hesitates, glancing at Denise, then back at me. "The edit was made through an account tied to the wedding planning portal. I can't disclose specific user information without authorization. But I can confirm it wasn't an error. Someone with access to the bride's account removed your name from the guest list. So someone deliberately removed me, I say. Yes. Denise laughs. It's loud, theatrical, designed to make me look ridiculous. This is absurd. I don't have time for this. Jade, if you want to stay at this hotel, book your own room. Otherwise, leave. I did book my own room, I say, and someone took it away. Mr. Kaplan clears his throat. Ms. Morales, I'd like to look into this further. If you have your original confirmation email and booking number, I can pull a full change history and address this properly. I have everything, I say. Denise's smile is gone now. Her jaw is tight, her eyes hard. You're wasting everyone's time. No, I say quietly, I'm protecting mine. Vanessa tugs at Denise's arm. Mom, let's just go. This isn't worth it. But Denise doesn't move. She's staring at me like I'm a problem she thought she'd already solved, like I'm supposed to disappear when she tells me to. But I'm not disappearing. Mr. Kaplan types something into the system. I watch his expression shift, just slightly, but I catch it. He's seeing something he doesn't like. I'll need a few minutes to review the full account history, he says. Miss Morales, if you'd like to wait in the lounge, I'll come find you shortly with an update. Thank you, I say. Denise leans in one more time. Her voice is low and venomous. You think you're clever, don't you? You think making a scene is going to change anything? You're still not family, Jade, and everyone in this lobby knows it. I meet her eyes. I don't blink. Then you won't mind when the manager confirms I was removed on purpose. Her jaw tightens. She doesn't respond. I pick up my suitcase and walk toward the lounge. My hands are shaking, but I keep my head up. I don't look back. Because here's the thing about being erased your whole life. You learn to collect proof. You learn to save emails, screenshots, confirmations, receipts. You learn that people like Denise will lie, gaslight, and rewrite history if you let them. But I'm not letting them anymore. Please subscribe to Revenge Bite, and let's keep breathing life into stories that were never meant to stay silent. Now let's continue. I sit down in the lounge and pull out my phone. My hands are still trembling, but my mind is clear. I scroll back through my messages with Vanessa. The one from 6 months ago where she asked me to be part of the weekend. The one from 3 months ago where she sent me the hotel booking link with a note that said, use this code for the family rate. The one from 2 weeks ago where I confirmed my reservation and she replied, can't wait to see you, Jade. I screenshot all of it. Every message, every timestamp. Then I open my email and find the original booking confirmation, the one that shows my name, my room number, my check-in and check-out dates. The one that proves I didn't imagine this. I save it to a folder on my phone labeled Receipts. Because if this is going to get ugly, and I know it will, I'm going to make sure the truth is louder than their lies. I sit back and take a breath. For the first time since I walked into this hotel, I feel like I have some control. And I'm not letting go of it. Mr. Kaplan finds me 25 minutes later. I'm sitting in the lounge with my phone in my hand, scrolling through every piece of evidence I've saved over the past 6 months. Text messages, emails, payment confirmations, screenshots of conversations I didn't even realize I'd need. I've been collecting proof without even knowing it. Ms. Morales, he says, approaching with a manila folder in his hand. His expression is calm, professional, but I can see something else beneath it. Concern, maybe? Or anger on my behalf. Do you have a moment? He asks. Of course. He sits down across from me and opens the folder. Inside are printouts, pages of booking logs, timestamps, change histories, and system notes. It looks official. Detailed. Undeniable. I reviewed your reservation, he says, and I want to apologize on behalf of the hotel. This shouldn't have happened. What did you find? He turns one of the pages toward me. It's covered in small print, but I can see my name highlighted in yellow. Your name was added to the wedding room block on November 12th. The booking was confirmed under your name, and a deposit of $175 was paid via credit card on the same day. The reservation was active and confirmed for over 2 months. I nod. That's right. I booked it as soon as Vanessa sent me the link. He flips to another page. On January 15th, 2 days ago, your name was removed from the guest list. The change was made at 11:43 page M through the wedding planner portal, which is linked directly to the bride's account. I stare at the page. There it is, in black and white. Proof that I wasn't lying. Proof that I'm not crazy. Proof that someone wanted me gone. Can you tell me who made the change? I ask. He hesitates. The system shows it was authorized through the bride's login credentials. I can't confirm whether it was the bride herself or someone with access to her account, but the change required her login and password. I sit back and exhale slowly. So either Vanessa did it, or someone she gave her login to did it. Correct. And there's no way it was an accident. No, he says firmly. This was deliberate. The system requires multiple confirmations before removing a guest from a wedding block. It's not something that can happen by mistake. I nod slowly. Part of me already knew, but hearing it confirmed, seeing the proof laid out in front of me, makes it real in a way I wasn't fully prepared for. What happens now? I ask. That's up to you, Mr. Kaplan says. I can restore your reservation immediately and issue you a key. You were originally booked for a deluxe queen room on the 4th floor. It's still available, and I can have you checked in within the next 10 minutes. And what about them? I gesture vaguely toward the lobby, where Denise and Vanessa are probably still lingering, waiting to see if I'll leave quietly. Mr. Kaplan's expression hardens. It's subtle, but I see it. Hotel policy is very clear on this matter. We do not tolerate harassment of guests. If anyone, family member, wedding party member, or otherwise, attempts to interfere with your stay, misuse hotel staff to intimidate you, or make false claims to have you removed, I will personally address it. And if necessary, I will flag the wedding account for policy violations. I blink. You'd do that? Ms. Morales, you are a paying guest. You were removed from a confirmed reservation, without cause and without your consent. That is not acceptable. I don't care whose wedding it is. This hotel has standards, and what happened to you today falls well below them. For the first time all day, I feel like someone is actually on my side. Not because they pity me, not because they feel bad, but because what happened to me was wrong, and someone with authority is willing to say it out loud. Thank you, I say quietly. My voice cracks a little, and I hate that it does, but I can't help it. He nods and pulls a key card from his jacket pocket. Your room is ready. 4th floor, room 412. If you need anything at all, please don't hesitate to call the front desk and ask for me directly. I'll make sure you're taken care of. I take the key card and look down at the printouts. Can I keep these? Of course. I made copies for our records, but these are yours. I tuck them into my bag, along with every screenshot and email I've saved, because I know this isn't over. Denise won't let this go quietly, and Vanessa will either have to admit what she did or keep lying. But I have proof now, and that changes everything. I stand up and shake Mr. Kaplan's hand. Thank you. Really, you have no idea what this means. You're welcome, he says. And Ms. Morales? Don't let anyone make you feel like you don't belong here. You have every right to be in this hotel. You paid for it. You earned it. And no one gets to take that away from you. I nod. My throat is tight, and I don't trust myself to speak, so I just nod again and turn toward the elevators. I take the elevator to the 4th floor. The hallway is quiet, carpeted in soft gray with sconces casting warm light along the walls. I find room 412 and slide the keycard into the slot. The light turns green, and I push the door open. The room is small but clean. There's a queen bed with white linens, a desk by the window, and a view of the street below. It smells faintly of lavender and fresh laundry. It's nothing fancy, but it's mine. I drop my suitcase on the bed and sit down, staring at the folder of printouts Mr. Kaplan gave me. This is it, the moment I've been waiting for my whole life. The moment where I have undeniable proof that I'm not the problem, that I'm not dramatic or difficult or desperate for attention. They erased me, on purpose, and now I have the receipts to prove it. I pull out my phone and scroll to Vanessa's name in my contacts. My finger hovers over the call button. Part of me wants to call her. Part of me wants to hear her voice when I tell her I know what she did. I want to hear her scramble for an excuse, stumble over her words, try to explain it away, but I don't press the button. Because I don't need to hear her excuses. I don't need her apology. I don't need her to admit what she did. I just need her to know that I know. And when the time is right, when the moment will hurt the most, I'll make sure everyone else knows too. I set my phone down and look around the room. For the first time in hours, I feel calm. Not happy, not victorious, just calm. Because I'm here, I'm in the hotel, I have my room. And no matter what Denise says, no matter what lies Vanessa tells, I belong here just as much as anyone else. Maybe more. I stand up and walk to the window. The streets below are busy with taxis and pedestrians. The city hums with life, indifferent to my little drama. And, somehow, that makes me feel better. Because this isn't the end. This is just the beginning. And I'm ready. The welcome cocktail event starts at 7. I know this because Vanessa sent me the full wedding weekend itinerary 3 months ago. It's saved in my email, highlighted and color-coded, like she actually wanted me to be part of this. Friday night, welcome cocktails in the hotel's rooftop lounge. Saturday afternoon, rehearsal and dinner. Sunday morning, brunch. Then the ceremony at 4. I wasn't planning on going to the welcome event. After everything that happened in the lobby, part of me just wanted to stay in my room, order room service, and avoid the entire family until the ceremony on Sunday. But then I thought about Denise. I thought about the way she smiled when she told the front desk clerk I wasn't family. The way she expected me to slink away quietly, humiliated and silent. And I realized, if I hide, she wins. So at 6:45, I change into the dress I brought. A simple black wrap dress that I bought on sale but still looks elegant, and take the elevator to the rooftop. The lounge is beautiful. String lights are draped across the ceiling, and the Manhattan skyline glitters in the distance. There's a bar in the corner, small tables scattered around the space, and a crowd of about 50 people mingling with drinks in their hands. I recognize some of them. Aunts, uncles, cousins I haven't seen in years. Others are strangers, probably Ethan's family and friends. I step inside and immediately feel the shift. Conversations pause, eyes flicker toward me. A few people smile politely, but most just stare. And I know that Denise has already been here, working the room, planting seeds. I walk to the bar and order a glass of wine. The bartender is friendly, unbothered by the tension humming through the space. I take my drink and turn around, scanning the crowd. Denise is near the far corner, talking to my Aunt Carmen and Uncle Luis. She's animated, gesturing with her hands, her voice just loud enough to carry. I can't hear exactly what she's saying, but I catch fragments. Showed up uninvited, causing a scene in the lobby. Always been difficult. Aunt Carmen glances in my direction, her expression uncertain. Uncle Luis frowns but doesn't look at me. I take a sip of my wine and stay where I am. I'm not going to chase them down. I'm not going to defend myself to people who've already made up their minds. A moment later, I hear a voice behind me. Jade? I turn. It's my cousin Sophia. She's 24, Aunt Carmen's daughter, and one of the few people in this family who's never treated me like I was invisible. Sophia, I say, smiling for the first time all night. Hey! She pulls me into a quick hug. Oh my God, I didn't know you were coming. Vanessa didn't mention it. Yeah, I say carefully. It was kind of last minute. She frowns. Are you okay? You look stressed. I'm fine, I lie. Just a long day. She studies me for a moment, then lowers her voice. Denise has been telling people you weren't invited. She said you just showed up and tried to force your way into the wedding weekend. I close my eyes briefly. Of course she did. That's not true, I say. Vanessa invited me 6 months ago. I have the emails. I booked a room. I paid for everything. Sophia's eyes widen. Wait, seriously? Seriously. Then why is Denise saying... Because she wants me gone, I say. She always has? Sophia looks toward the corner where Denise is still holding court. Her expression hardens. That's messed up, Jade. You know that, right? I know. What are you going to do? I don't know yet, I say. But I'm not leaving. Sophia nods slowly. Good. You shouldn't have to. We stand there in silence for a moment, and I feel a small flicker of relief. At least one person in this family believes me. At least one person isn't buying Denise's version of the story. But then I see my dad. He's standing near the entrance with Vanessa and Ethan, the groom. He's wearing a navy suit, his hair graying at the temples, his posture stiff. He hasn't looked in my direction once. Has my dad said anything? I ask Sophia quietly. She hesitates. Not to me, but I heard him talking to Aunt Carmen earlier. He said something like, let's just get through the weekend without any drama. I nod. That sounds like him. Avoidance. Silence. Pretending problems don't exist if he doesn't acknowledge them. Classic, I mutter. Sophia squeezes my arm. I'm sorry, Jade. You deserve better than this. Thanks, I say. I appreciate that. She stays with me for a few more minutes, and we make small talk about her job, her apartment in Brooklyn, anything that isn't this disaster of a weekend. But eventually, her mom waves her over, and she has to go. Text me if you need anything, she says before she leaves. Seriously. I will. I watch her walk away, and then I'm alone again. I finish my wine and set the glass down on a nearby table. I could leave. I could go back to my room and avoid the rest of this. But I don't. Because a few minutes later, I hear Denise's voice again, louder this time. Honestly, I don't know why she's even here. Victor's moved on. We all have. She's just clinging to a family that doesn't want her anymore. I turn and look directly at her. She's still talking to Aunt Carmen, but now Uncle Luis has walked away, looking uncomfortable. Denise notices me staring and doesn't even flinch. She just smiles. Cold. Deliberate. And that's when I realize something. She wants me to react. She wants me to make a scene, yell, cry, storm out. Because then she gets to tell everyone, see? I told you she was unstable. But I'm not giving her that. I walk toward her slowly, my expression calm. Aunt Carmen sees me coming and takes a step back, clearly wanting no part of whatever's about to happen. I stop a few feet away from Denise. Hi, Denise. She raises her eyebrows. Jade, I'm surprised you're still here. I'm surprised you thought I'd leave, I say evenly. especially since I paid for my room. Her smile tightens. Well, I'm sure you'll enjoy your stay, though I can't imagine it's very comfortable being somewhere you're not wanted. I wouldn't know, I say. I've never been somewhere I'm not wanted. I was invited by Vanessa, and I have the receipts to prove it. Aunt Carmen glances between us, clearly confused. Denise laughs softly. Receipts? How dramatic. Not dramatic, I say. Just thorough. I turn and walk away before she can respond. My heart is pounding, but I keep my head up. I don't look back. Because I'm done letting her control the narrative. And the truth is coming, whether she's ready for it or not. I don't sleep much that night. I lie in bed, staring at the ceiling, replaying the evening in my head. Denise's smug smile, the way people avoided eye contact with me, the whispers that followed me across the rooftop lounge, the way my dad pretended I didn't exist. By the time the sun rises, I've made a decision. I'm not hiding anymore. I'm not staying quiet. And I'm not letting them erase me without consequences. At 9 a.m., I text Sophia. Can we meet for coffee? I need to talk to someone who's not insane. She replies 2 minutes later. Absolutely. There's a cafe 2 blocks from the hotel. Meet you there in 20? Perfect. I get dressed, grab my bag, and head downstairs. The lobby is quieter now, just a few guests checking out and a couple sitting near the windows with their luggage. I don't see Denise or Vanessa, which is a relief. I walk to the cafe and find Sophia already sitting at a corner table with 2 coffees in front of her. I got you a latte, she says. Figured you'd need it. You have no idea, I say, sitting down. She leans forward. Okay, tell me everything. So I do. I tell her about the lobby, the reservation being changed, Mr. Kaplan confirming it was deliberate, the printouts, the receipts, Denise's lies at the welcome event, all of it. By the time I'm finished, Sophia is staring at me with her mouth open. That's insane, she says. Jade, that's actually insane. Vanessa really removed you from the reservation? Either her or someone with her login, I say. But yeah, it was deliberate. And your dad hasn't said anything? Not a word. Sophia sits back and shakes her head. I knew Denise was controlling, but this is next level. And Vanessa just went along with it? Apparently. What are you going to do? I take a sip of my latte and set it down carefully. I'm going to make sure everyone knows the truth. Sophia's eyes widen. How? I don't know yet, I admit, but I'm not letting them get away with this. They tried to humiliate me. They tried to erase me, and they almost succeeded. But I have proof now, and I'm going to use it. Sophia nods slowly. Good, you should. They deserve it. We sit in silence for a moment, and then she asks, Are you going to the rehearsal dinner tonight? I hesitate. The rehearsal dinner is supposed to be immediate family and the wedding party only. I wasn't technically invited to that part, but I also wasn't technically uninvited. It's one of those gray areas Denise loves to exploit. I don't know, I say. Part of me wants to, just to see what happens. You should go, Sophia says. Seriously, you have every right to be there. And if Denise tries to stop you, you have Mr. Kaplan's number. You have proof. You have backup. She's right. I do. Okay, I say. I'll go. We finish our coffee, and Sophia walks me back to the hotel. Before we part ways, she gives me a hug. Text me tonight, she says. I want to know how this goes. I will. I go back to my room and sit on the bed, staring at my phone. The rehearsal dinner starts at 6. It's being held in a private dining room on the 2nd floor of the hotel. I have 4 hours to decide exactly how I want to handle this. And then my phone buzzes. It's a text from Vanessa. Jade, we need to talk. Can you meet me in the lobby at 2? I stare at the message for a long moment. My first instinct is to ignore it, to let her sweat, to make her wonder if I'm going to show up at all. But then I think about Mr. Kaplan's printouts, about the receipts. about the fact that she tried to erase me and got caught. I type back, "Fine, 2 p.m. lobby." Her reply comes instantly. "Thank you." I set my phone down and take a deep breath. This is it. The moment where Vanessa either admits what she did or doubles down on the lie. The moment where I get to decide whether I forgive her or burn the bridge completely. And honestly, I'm leaning toward the bridge. At 1:55, I take the elevator down to the lobby. Vanessa is already there, sitting in one of the armchairs near the windows. She's wearing jeans and a sweater, her hair pulled back in a ponytail. She looks tired, stressed. Good. I walk over and sit down across from her. "You wanted to talk?" She nods. "Yeah, I wanted to explain." "Explain what?" I ask. "Explain why you removed me from the reservation? Explain why you lied to me for 6 months? Or explain why you let Denise tell everyone I'm not family?" She flinches. "Jade, it wasn't like that." "Then what was it like?" She hesitates. "Mom was worried. She thought having you here would make things complicated. She thought it would be easier if it was just immediate family." "I am immediate family," I say. "I'm your sister." "I know," she says quickly. "But you know how Mom is. She gets in my head. She makes everything feel like it's life or death. And I didn't know how to say no to her." I stare at her. "So, you said yes. You let her erase me. And you didn't even have the guts to tell me yourself." Tears well up in her eyes. "I'm sorry, Jade. I really am. I didn't want to hurt you." "But you did," I say. "You hurt me. You humiliated me. And now you're asking me to what? Forgive you? Pretend it didn't happen." "I'm asking you to understand," she says. "Please, I made a mistake, but I don't want to lose you." I lean back and cross my arms. "You already did." She starts to cry, and part of me, a very small part, feels bad. But the rest of me doesn't. Because this isn't the first time Vanessa has chosen Denise over me, and it won't be the last. I stand up. "I'll see you at the rehearsal dinner tonight." Her eyes widen. "You're coming?" "I was invited," I say. "Or did you forget?" I walk away before she can respond. And for the first time all weekend, I feel powerful. The rehearsal dinner is supposed to start at 6. I arrive at 5:55. The private dining room is on the second floor, tucked at the end of a hallway lined with cream-colored walls and soft lighting. The door is propped open, and I can hear voices inside. Laughter, clinking glasses, the hum of a family gathering that I'm not supposed to be part of. I take a breath and walk in. The room goes quiet. It's not immediate. It happens in waves. First, the people nearest the door notice me, then the ones at the tables, then Denise, who's standing near the head table with a glass of champagne in her hand. Her smile freezes. Vanessa is sitting next to Ethan at the center table. She looks up, sees me, and her face drains of color. My dad is at the bar. He sees me and looks away. I walk further into the room, my heels clicking softly against the hardwood floor. I don't say anything. I just find an empty seat at one of the side tables and sit down. No one moves. Denise recovers first. She sets down her champagne glass and walks toward me, her expression tight and controlled. "Jade, what are you doing here?" "I was invited," I say calmly. "This is a private event, family and wedding party only." "I know," I say. "I'm family." Her jaw tightens. "You weren't invited to this dinner." Actually, I was. I pull out my phone and open the email Vanessa sent me 3 months ago. I scroll to the attachment, the full wedding weekend itinerary, and hold it up so Denise can see it. Right here, Friday night, 6 p.m, rehearsal dinner. It says, "Immediate family, that's me." Denise's eyes flash. That was a mistake. Vanessa didn't mean to include you in that. Then she should have said so. I set my phone down on the table. But she didn't, so here I am. Vanessa stands up. Jade, can we talk? Privately? No, I say. We already talked. You apologized. And now I'm here, just like you invited me to be. Denise steps closer, lowering her voice. You're embarrassing yourself. No, I say. I'm standing up for myself. There's a difference. She opens her mouth to respond, but before she can, the door opens again. Mr. Kaplan walks in. He is not in his usual suit. He is dressed more casually, but his presence is still commanding. He scans the room, his eyes landing on me, then on Denise. Excuse me, he says politely. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I was asked to address a concern regarding tonight's event. Denise turns toward him, her expression shifting from anger to confusion. I'm sorry, who are you? Mr. Kaplan, guest services manager. He holds up a folder. I was contacted earlier today regarding a guest dispute, and I wanted to clarify a few things before the evening proceeds. Denise's face pales slightly. That's not necessary. This is a private family matter. Actually, ma'am, it's a hotel matter, Mr. Kaplan says, and hotel policy requires me to address it when a guest's reservation rights have been violated. The room is completely silent now. Everyone is staring. I sit very still, my hands folded in my lap. Mr. Kaplan opens the folder and pulls out the same printouts he showed me yesterday. Ms. Jade Morales was added to the wedding room block on November 12th. She confirmed her reservation and paid a deposit of $175. Her reservation was active and in good standing for over 2 months. He pauses, looking directly at Denise. On January 15th, 2 days ago, her name was removed from the guest list. The change was made at 11:43 p.m. through the wedding planner portal, which requires the bride's login credentials. This was not a system error. It was a deliberate action. Vanessa's face is bright red. She's staring at the table, refusing to look up. Denise steps forward. This is completely inappropriate. You have no right to... I have every right, Mr. Kaplan says calmly. Ms. Morales is a paying guest. She was removed from a confirmed reservation without her knowledge or consent. That violates our guest protection policies. And when she attempted to check in yesterday, she was publicly denied access and told she was not authorized to be here. He looks around the room. That is harassment, and this hotel does not tolerate it. My dad finally speaks. His voice is quiet, strained. This is a family issue. It doesn't need to be handled like this. Mr. Kaplan turns to him. With all due respect, sir, this stopped being a family issue the moment hotel staff were used to deny a confirmed guest access to her room. Ms. Morales has every right to be here. She paid for her accommodation. She was invited. And no one, family or otherwise, has the authority to remove her. Denise is shaking now, not from fear, from rage. This is my daughter's wedding weekend. You have no idea what you're talking about. I know exactly what I'm talking about, Mr. Kaplan says. And I'm here to make it clear that if there are any further attempts to intimidate, remove, or harass Ms. Morales, the wedding account will be flagged for policy violations. That includes threatening to call security, making false claims to staff, or attempting to deny her access to any public or reserved spaces. He closes the folder and looks at me. Ms. Morales, you have every right to remain at this dinner. You also have every right to leave if you feel unsafe or unwelcome. The choice is yours. I stand up slowly. Every eye in the room is on me. I look at Denise, then at Vanessa, then at my dad, who still won't meet my eyes. I don't need to stay, I say quietly. I just needed everyone to know the truth. I pick up my phone and my bag. I walk toward the door, and Mr. Kaplan steps aside to let me pass. But before I leave, I stop. I turn back and look at Denise one last time. You tried to erase me, I say, but I'm still here, and everyone in this room knows it now. I walk out, the door closes behind me, and for the first time in my entire life, I don't feel small. I feel free. I don't go back to my room right away. Instead, I walk. I leave the hotel and step out into the cold Manhattan air. The streets are busy with Friday night crowds, people heading to dinner, to bars, to shows. The city hums with life, and I let myself get lost in it. I walk for 20 minutes before I realize I'm crying, not sobbing, just quiet tears that I wipe away with the back of my hand. Because even though I did what I needed to do, even though I stood up for myself and told the truth, it still hurts. It hurts that my dad didn't defend me. It hurts that Vanessa lied to my face. It hurts that Denise spent years trying to erase me, and tonight was just the final, ugliest attempt. But it also feels like something has shifted. I'm not waiting for their approval anymore. I'm not hoping they'll change. I'm not pretending that if I just stay quiet and small, they'll finally see me. Because they won't. They never will. And I'm done trying. I find a small diner on the corner of 8th Avenue and sit down in a booth by the window. I order coffee and a grilled cheese, and I pull out my phone. There are 6 missed calls from Vanessa, 3 texts from my dad, 2 from Aunt Carmen, and 1 from Sophia. I open Sophia's message first. Oh my God, I just heard what happened. Are you okay? Call me. I smile and type back. I'm okay. I'll call you tomorrow. Then I open the messages from my dad. Jade, we need to talk. This has gone too far. You embarrassed the whole family tonight. I don't know what you were trying to prove, but it wasn't worth it. Please call me. I stare at the messages for a long time. Then I delete them, all 3. Because I don't owe him an explanation. I don't owe him my time, and I definitely don't owe him forgiveness. He had a chance to stand up for me, and he stayed silent. That tells me everything I need to know. I open Vanessa's texts next. Jade, please. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for it to go this far. Can we talk? I know I messed up. I just want to fix this. Please don't shut me out. I almost feel bad. Almost. But then I remember the lobby, the way she stood there while Denise told the front desk I wasn't family, the way she removed my name from the reservation and didn't say a word. I type back one message. You made your choice, Vanessa. Now I'm making mine. Then I block her number. I sit back and take a sip of my coffee. It's hot and bitter, and it grounds me. My phone buzzes again. This time, it's an email from Mr. Kaplan. Ms. Morales, I wanted to follow up and confirm that your reservation has been fully restored and protected. If you need anything during the remainder of your stay, please don't hesitate to reach out. You were treated unfairly, and I'm glad we were able to address it. I hope the rest of your weekend is peaceful. I read it twice, then reply. Thank you for everything. You didn't have to do what you did tonight, but it meant more than you know. I send it and set my phone down. The truth is, I don't know what happens next. I don't know if I'll go to the wedding on Sunday. I don't know if I'll ever speak to my dad or Vanessa again. I don't know if Denise will keep spreading lies or if the rest of the family will believe her. But I know one thing. I'm done living like I need their permission to exist. I finish my coffee, pay the check, and walk back to the hotel. When I get to my room, I lock the door, change into my pajamas, and sit on the bed. I pull up my email and look at the itinerary one more time. The wedding is Sunday at 4. The ceremony, the reception, the speeches, the first dance, all of it. I could go. I could show up in my dress, sit in the back, and watch Vanessa get married. I could prove that I'm still here, still standing, still part of this family whether they want me or not. Or I could leave. I could check out tomorrow morning, go home to Queens, and never look back. I sit with that choice for a long time, and then I make a decision. I'm not going to the wedding. Not because I'm scared, not because I'm ashamed, but because I'm choosing myself. I'm choosing peace. I'm choosing a life where I don't have to beg to be seen. I open my laptop and book a train ticket back to Queens for tomorrow afternoon. Then I text Sophia. I'm leaving tomorrow. I'm not going to the wedding. She replies almost immediately. Good, you deserve better than this. Love you. I smile. Love you too. I close my laptop and lie down. For the first time all weekend, I feel calm, not happy, not victorious, just calm. Because I'm not family. I'm just done being part of a family that treats me like I don't matter. And that's not the same thing. If you made it to the end, you're real. Hit like and subscribe for more stories where people finally choose themselves. And comment your verdict. Should Jade have gone to the wedding and kept the door open? Or was walking away the right move? Because sometimes, the strongest thing you can do is stop fighting for people who will never fight for you.